Every successful home service business owner has made sacrifices to get where they are. Late nights, missed dinners, weekends on calls. And somewhere along the way, we started wearing those sacrifices like a badge of honor. But here's the truth that nobody in the industry wants to hear. Not all sacrifices are created equal. Some are building your future, others are quietly destroying your life. And a lot of times, you can't tell the difference when you're in the middle of it.
Running a home service business is hard. So how is it that some people make it look so easy? Well, we'll tell you. This is the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. It's always good to hear the wins that successful contractors have. But have you ever thought that the best advice would be to hear about the speed bumps they encountered, the mistakes they've made along the way? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want you to be successful and avoid the mistakes others have made. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Now your host, Justin Deese.
Welcome back to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. This is your Freedom Fuel. Short, powerful episodes to help you lead better, grow faster, and keep crushing it. So listen, today we're talking about sacrifice and how not all sacrifices are created equal. If you own a home service business, you already know sacrifice is built into the job. You didn't get here by working 40 hours and clocking out. You got here by doing what most people weren't willing to do. That part isn't the problem. The problem that is after a while, every sacrifice starts to feel the same. You start telling yourself, this is just what it takes. And that belief, that one sentence, is where good business owners quietly wreck their health, their marriage, and their leadership without even realizing it. So let's draw the line clearly. There are two kinds of sacrifices in business. The first kind builds you. The second kind breaks you. A sacrifice that builds you has three things going for it. It has purpose, it has a finish line, and it moves you closer to the life you actually want. Think about when you hired your first tech. That was painful. You took a hit on margin. You had to train someone. You had to trust someone with your name on their truck. But that sacrifice had purpose. It was getting you off the tools. That's a building sacrifice. Think about when you invested in a dispatch software or a CSR or a coach. It costs real money. Money you could have kept in your pocket. But it was moving you somewhere on purpose. That's building sacrifice. Now, let's talk about the other kind. A sacrifice that breaks you has no finish line. It has no plan attached to it. It just becomes your life. And the scariest part, it looks exactly like hard work from the outside. Running every after-hours call yourself becomes nobody does it right. That's not sacrifice. That's a habit dressed up as dedication. Skipping your kids' ball games for the third week in a row because the schedule board is red, that's not a sacrifice. That's a scheduling problem you've stopped trying to solve. Eating drive-thru in the truck at 9 o'clock at night for the fifth night in a row, not sleeping, not working out, snapping at your spouse because you're fried, that's not the price of building a business. That's the bill coming due on a business that's built itself on top of you. Here's the uncomfortable part for a lot of owners listening right now. The grind used to be the thing that made you successful. And now the grind is keeping you stuck. And the truth is, your team sees it. Your team mirrors you. If you're running yourself into the ground, don't be surprised when your techs call in burned out. Don't be surprised when your office manager is short with customers. Don't be surprised when nobody wants to step up. Because the example you've set is that leadership means suffering. Nobody signs up for that voluntarily. So how do we actually tell the difference in the moment? Because in the moment, every sacrifice feels necessary. I want to give you two filters. Run every big decision through these two questions before you say yes. Filter one, does it serve your why? Why did you start this company? Was it to be home for dinner? Was it to give your kids options you didn't have? Was it to build something you could sell one day? Whatever it was, does this sacrifice actually move you towards that? Or are you just reacting to today's chaos and calling it commitment? Filter 2. Does it protect your foundation? Your foundation is your health, your marriage, your relationships, and your own peace of mind. If the sacrifice you're about to make damages any of those, that's not a building sacrifice. You cannot outwork a cracked foundation. I don't care how good your numbers look this month. A business built on a broken owner eventually becomes a broken business. The business is always a reflection of you. So the next time you're about to skip the gym, skip the family dinner, skip the vacation, skip the sleep, take the call, cover the shift, do the install yourself, pause for 10 seconds and run it through those two filters. Does it serve my why? Does it protect my foundation? If the answer to both is yes, push through. That's a sacrifice worth making. If the answer to either one is no, you're not sacrificing. You're just bleeding. And here's the last thing I want to leave you with today. A lot of owners in our industry chase success, hit it, and find out the hard way that success without fulfillment is not real success. A 7-figure business doesn't mean anything if you're too tired, too disconnected, or too unhealthy to enjoy it. If your spouse barely recognizes you, if your kids stop asking you to come to stuff, the whole point of building this was freedom. Don't sacrifice the freedom for building the business that was supposed to give it to you. Build on purpose. Sacrifice on purpose. And protect the foundation while you do it. Thank you for joining me on today's Freedom Fuel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future episodes and share with a fellow leader who needs to hear this. Until next time, keep leading, keep growing, and as always, keep crushing it.
You've been listening to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Information is useless if not applied. So take what you've learned and go and implement it. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on social media at Freedom Blueprint for Home Services and hit the website at www.freedomblueprintpodcast.com. See you next time.